So I got this doll used. She was given to me. As you can see, she's missing a leg. So in this video, I'm going to be trying to reattach her leg and tighten her and just fix her to make her look as new as possible. Also, before I start this video, I just want to tell you that this is not at all a tutorial on how to do this. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, and I'm just going off of what I've seen other people do in other videos, and I'm hoping for the best that this works. Also, I'm not sure what doll this is. I'm pretty sure that she's a Just Like You number 34. It says on the back of her neck that she's a Pleasant Company and her tag says 2008. So the first thing I'm going to do to fix this doll is get the plastic piece out of her leg, because this is the piece that's going to attach her leg to her body. So I need to get this piece out before I can do anything else. I spent about 20 minutes using tweezers to get this plastic piece and any little bit of the elastic that was left in her leg out, but after a while I just could not get it out, so I just decided to put the leg off to the side and go back to it in a little while. Now I'm going to be tightening the doll's body, so for this I have to take the doll's head off and take all the stuffing out. I don't like doing this part, so I'm just going to put the doll's head off to the side so I don't have to look at it and I won't really feel as bad doing this. For some reason the doll's head was already untied in the back, so it wasn't that difficult to get the doll's head off. Now it's time to remove the stuffing. I never really realized how much stuffing is in the dolls until I started taking it out, and there was so much that I didn't really even think it was going to be able to fit back in. It took a very long time to remove all the stuffing, but once I did, I just put it all in a pile off to the side. And I have to be careful not to lose any of it, because then I might not be able to restuff the doll again. I'm using hair ties to tighten the doll, so I'm just going to pull the little elastic piece on the inside and then tie the rubber band underneath it. And I've seen other people do this in videos a lot of times, so it wasn't that hard because I already kind of knew how to do it. I double checked a bunch of times just to make sure that the doll's arms and leg were really tight so that I wouldn't have to take her apart and restuff her again. So now it's time to put the body off to the side to fix her hair. Her hair wasn't really that bad. It was actually in pretty good condition. It was just a little bit frizzy, so I'm just going to use some water and spray it and then brush it out. I also noticed that she had the letter J written on the inside of her head. I'm not sure if other dolls have that, but I thought that was kind of weird. While I was brushing out the doll's hair, the doll brush actually broke. I just used what was left of the brush to brush the rest of her hair. I tied her hair back into a ponytail just to get it out of the way so it would be a little easier to put her head back on later. I'm going to clean the doll's body with a magic eraser just to get any dirt off of her before I restuff her so it's a little easier. I was able to get a lot of her scratches off, and she was actually a lot dirtier than I thought she was. I asked my mom to help me get this plastic piece out of the doll's leg, so we were able to use a hairdryer just to soften the doll's leg enough that I could get the plastic piece out with tweezers and pliers. Now I'm going to cut this rubber band in half so I could tie it through the plastic piece to reattach the doll's leg. I tied multiple knots at the end of the rubber band just so that it wouldn't come undone so I wouldn't have to reattach the leg again. Then I used a hairdryer again to get the plastic piece back in the leg now that the rubber band was tied through it. Now I have to get the rubber band through the hole where the doll's leg used to be in the doll's body. And now I'm putting the other plastic piece on the inside of the doll's body, and then I'm tying the rubber band there too. The leg wasn't as tight as I wanted it to be, so I used a hair tie to tie it around the rubber band just to make it a little bit tighter. Now that her leg is attached and her body is really tight, it's time to restuff her. I had to separate the stuffing a little bit because over time it kind of clumped together and it would just be a little bit too lumpy if I put it back in the way it was. After a while of stuffing the doll, I realized that one of her legs was still too loose, so I had to take the stuffing out and try and tighten it again. Once I made sure this time that she was fully tightened, I put the stuffing back in and I used scissors and the end of a spoon to put the stuffing in. It took a while to get her to be the shape that I wanted her to be, and my mom helped me a lot with this. And now that she's tightened and fully stuffed, it's time to put her head on. It was kind of hard to get her head on, which was a little bit surprising, but I got it on eventually. And now the reveal in 3, 2, 1, here she is! Now I'm going to take her hair out this ponytail and brush it out a little bit better. And here she is completely finished. And this is what her hair looks like. This took 3 hours to do, but I think it was definitely worth it. She looks so much better now, and I'm so happy I was able to get her leg back on. Thanks for watching!